On the Brain and Life podcast is an exciting place to meet with and interview community members and medical experts about living with neurologic conditions. But for each episode, we really want each person and the listeners to take away some hope, some community connection, and some knowledge.
What we try to do for every issue of Brain and Life is provide something informative or supportive to our readers who generally feel like they're all alone in their neurologic disease. Here we're able to give them advice and make it serviceable and ensure that every article provides them something that will make their life better.
So we hope to provide our readers with important information that will help them in their practice or in their research activities. So we seek to provide timely research papers that address important questions, again, that are at the forefront of what's new discoveries in the field of neurology, and also that will help clinicians take care of their patients.
Our goal with every episode of the podcast is to make our listeners better able to take care of their patients after listening to every episode. We want listeners to listen to an episode in the car, on their commute, when they're making breakfast, any time of day that's convenient for them, and to walk away from that episode with new knowledge, new skill, something that they can bring into the clinic and take care of their patients better having listened to that episode.
So we hope to provide our readers with a sense of what's going on in the field of neurology throughout all the different subspecialties. And we also want to make sure that we're not only telling stories about the field of neurology, but we're also talking about neurologists as individual people, because we think that storytelling is a great way to get people to engage with our content.
So Continuum is the premier neurology clinical review and update journal. And what we hope to do with every issue, with every article, with every podcast, is provide every listener and reader with everything they need to know to take care of patients with neurologic disorders.
There has been so much discussion about our brain health. And so one of those episodes that makes me think about that is an interview we did with Ed Begley Jr., who talked about living with his Parkinson's disease and different ways as he's learned how to manage his exercise, his sleep, and his nutrition to live better with his current condition and look forward to a better future with his family.
My favorite article last year was that of Anderson Cooper, who in August told us all about how he handled grief when it came to his own private life.
We just published a large series on the Uniform Definition of Death Act and how it's being updated and the implications for neurologists and the philosophical, ethical, and clinical aspects around this controversy.
Yeah, it's hard to pick one, and we've covered so many things. I think we've been able to have excellent roundtable discussions about functional neurologic disorders that were really high impact. We had a whole series on updates in headache, which has been really helpful for our listeners, with a ton of change to treatments and therapies that are available for our patients with headache.
Probably the biggest transformation in our field has come from artificial intelligence, which includes both generative artificial intelligence as well as machine learning. And we think that this is something that we're going to continue to talk about this year and grow from, because this is just the beginning of a very, very important story.
You know, it's really hard to pick one issue or one article. I think what I'm really most excited about in the last few months has been our relaunch of our audio products, including Continuum Audio, which is now a free open podcast for all, and Continuum Aloud, which is the read aloud verbatim reading of every article in every issue.